All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and this one we are diving into it. Here it is. Many of you guys have asked about this. I get comments all the time. I don't know why it's all of a sudden something new and why it keeps coming up, but apparently it's even coming up online because I have not one but two articles on this today, so we're going to break it all down for you, but this is not something new. I don't understand why it's now all of a sudden being new news, but yes, RAM does sort of use plastic control arms in the 1500, okay? And it says right here, and that's okay. Here's why. People, are freaking out about this. And like I said, I've been even getting comments about it. I can't believe that. Is it true? Do they really? Is RAM really using them? It's not just now. These have been going for years. For like 5-7 years, they've been using these control arms like this. So this is not anything new. And it's been working absolutely flawlessly. It's an upper control arm. And we're going to dive into it. We're going to read these, but I want to put something into perspective. Think about how many times when you get a lift kit, or even look at like the TRD Pros and stuff like that. Look at how many vehicles, hardcore off-road vehicles, come with aluminum upper control arms. Super thin aluminum upper control arms. They're not built that tough. It doesn't need to be. It's an upper control arm. It is not a lower control arm. A lower control arm is more, sorry, I got a mustache hair curl in there tickling my nose. But a lower control arm is actually more load bearing. An upper one just controls, it holds the top of the steering knuckle. It's nothing major to it. It's not doing anything crazy here. So, but they are not only plastic, they also are steel inside of the plastic. Let's look at it here. This article I found, it wasn't too bad. It showed some cool pictures. I was going to use this, but it didn't give me enough information, so I went and dug up another one to show you. But it's got integrated ball joints into this. Okay, the ball joint is part of this system. You don't buy the ball joint separate. It's all one whole unit, and it's actually pretty dang affordable. So it's a lot cheaper than buying the old ones that they had on there. So that's a very nice feature. But this thing is way more advanced than you think it is. I did read this and I highlighted, but like I said, we're going to go to another one. But it says right here, there are undeniably horrendous examples of cost-saving measures in modern cars and trucks. We call that technical service or technical cost reduction, where they change things out for something cheaper and don't tell you. My mind goes to the Home Depot grade fake wood used in a Tesla Model Y a few years back. But make sure to leave room for a nuance, because not everything on the internet is as it seems. This is not one of those technical cost reduction type deals. Here's the article that I wanted to show right here. So there are some very important things that you should know. For one, they're not plastic per se. There's metal underneath. For another, they aren't new. RAM has been using this design since it started building the 5th generation RAM 1500 way back in 2018. Okay, so these things have been going now for 8 years on the road. They've had these. They might look like milk crates, but at this point, they've been put through the ringer and proving their worth. Yet people are freaking out about it. They're acting like this is something new, that RAM just did this in 2025. This is a whole new... No, they've been out now for 8 years. We're coming into 2026. 8 years of these on the road. Let's dive into here. It says, here's some mechanics looking at them for the first time, freaking out and that kind of thing. And the arms are composite that's integrated with a steel structure. We then e-coat the component to prevent corrosion. They're built phenomenal. Yes, it's plastic on the outside, but there is steel on the inside. The combination of plastic and steel arm isn't cheaper than a steel or aluminum part either. So why did RAM do it? The cheaper design... or the design is part of a lightweight strategy, substituting composites for metal, which offer high tensile strength at very low weight, the spokesperson said. Combining the materials makes it lighter, which is good for ride and handling. It's also good for fuel economy, but for truck purposes, RAM said to 2021 that the design was more durable and increased payload and towing while being lighter. Even with steel inside, you might be wondering if there's enough left for it to be strong enough for truck durability demands. But while the lower control arm takes a serious beating, the upper control arm doesn't need to support a significant load. It's there to help keep the wheel and tire at the correct angle and location. Want more specific examples on the Ford F-150 Raptor R, where supercharged torque and 37-inch tires jumping over dunes loaded to suspension like nothing else? Ford uses the same upper control arm as the basic Ford XL 150 with the V6. The upper control arm is not, I don't want to say it's not essential, but it's not a critical component for this kind of thing. It says here, if this was the first time these mechanics that you're seeing here in the beginning, first time that they've ever seen this, okay, and they're saying that right here. If this is the first time that the mechanics at All Win Automotive have seen one of these control arms, that's a sign that the design is working exactly as intended. Because Ram did not add this with the 25 redesign that saw the Hemi V8 briefly disappear. No, this design has been on Ram 1500 pickups since 2018. Which means that the arms, along with their ball joints and bushings, have been holding up just fine. If you're worried, the spokesperson said, feel free to put a magnet next to the part. It'll prove there's a steel skeleton inside that exists. The tech was designed by whoever this group is, a Tier 1 automotive supplier in South Korea. The material is Ultra Mid B3 WG10GF50. Oh, GSK, there we go. It's a composite that is 50% glass fiber by weight. It uses a tech, used a tech on the last two non-Stellantis EVs before Ram, and has used it in other models since, including the Grand Wagoneer. So while yes, it's plastic, it's closer to a monocle of a McLaren than it is a toilet brush you get from Dollar General. So, I'm sorry, that was a little hard for me to read right there. But that's what he's basically saying. Think plastics used in a McLaren rather than a plastic used in your toilet brush. Says we also absolutely not going to deny that cost cutting goes much too far on many occasions, like we talked about, technical cost reduction. But sometimes a team with pencils and slide rulers actually does know what they're doing, and a lot of them turn wrenches on the weekends too. So again, this whole plastic upper control arm nonsense that I keep seeing even in my comments popping up, and that it's a big deal and we should be afraid of it, it's nothing to be afraid of. There's no fear in this on any kind of way. It is proving itself very, very well. So, I mean, here it is. You can see them right here. Nice close-up of it. But if you think this is going to be weaker or more fragile or less durable than what you're going to get out of an aluminum control arm that we see on a lot of these high-speed desert racing trucks, you're crazy. I mean, this is pretty dang flawless here. And for, like I said, coming in on 8 years, it's been proving itself pretty flawless. And if I'm not mistaken, this whole assembly cost us, the consumer, much cheaper to replace. It's like, I want to say it's $100 and something cheaper to replace this with the ball joint than to replace a previous steel control arm and ball joint that was on there before. So, now it's all one unit, quick, simple, and easy. No muss, no fuss to swap these out. If you have one and you're freaking out and you're one of these people like the turbo guys, I could never drive a turbo. Turbo blows up at 60,000 miles. I'll never ever own one. And oh, dang it, now I bought one and what am I ever going to do? Okay, well, if you bought one of these and you're like, oh, dang it, what am I ever going to do? Well, if you don't like it, you can easily replace this. It's literally 3 bolts, 2 that slide through there, and then you got your ball joint. It's literally like 3 bolts. If you don't like it, you can buy aftermarket control arms made out of weaker aluminum for not a lot of money if that's going to make you feel better. Or you could buy steel ones if you wanted to. I'm sure they're out there also. But you could change. The upper control arms are often changed in lift kits when they're changing geometry and they need it for the ball joint angle and things like that. So this is not earth-shattering. If you got one and you absolutely can't live with it, you could solve it. So questions, comments, put them below. Thanks for watching. Bye.